what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here for the December 2023 Blu-ray and 4K tier list. So this is the last tier list of 2023. And I told you guys I wanted to start making these a regular video on my channel every single month, just to kind of have one spot for everybody to go. This is really like an end of the month wrap up, just have a one spot to go to see my opinions on everything that I watched that came out in that month of December or November or January, whatever month I'm covering. Because I don't get to do standalone reviews for everything that comes out, but I do watch stuff that I may not get to talk about. So I'll get to talk about that here in today's video. So it's a good spot to come to just if you want my opinion, on the stuff that I didn't get to do standalone reviews for. So, but before we get into it, guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do all kinds of content here, Blu-ray, 4K content, owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me. You know, the whole spiel. Hit the subscribe button. Also like the video. Comment down below, guys, though. Let me know what some of your favorite releases in December 2023 were. I would definitely like to know that. So yeah, let me make this a little bit bigger and myself a little bit smaller. Let me figure out how I want this. That's not good. Okay, is that good? I feel like this is what I usually do, or do I do it to the other side? I don't know. I feel like this is probably fine. But look, this is how I've got it set up. I've got it set up best of the year, which is a release that just like must own. Like this to me is just like a top recommendation. Like I can't speak on this release any higher. Now again, this is just my opinion. To some of you guys, some of these releases may be the best of the year. But to me, they were just really awesome, which is my next tier that I'm going to talk about, which is still a really good release, but I wouldn't exactly classify it as a best of the year. And then we got good in the middle tier, then just okay, and then don't bother. I decided with this because I used to do like wait for the sale. That just got way too like muddled. I was like, don't pick it up, buy it right now, all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, like you're going to buy what you want to buy. You're only just watching me to get like my thoughts on something. You're going to determine whether or not you want to get something at the end of the day based on whether or not you want it. Now, maybe I might nudge you in one direction or the other, possibly if you're on the fence. But really, at the end of the day, buy what you want to buy. If you're interested in something and the price is good for you, then check it out. But I can only offer, again, I want to emphasize this, guys. I can only offer my opinion here today on some of these releases. So look, let's get into it. I don't want to waste anybody else's time. Let's talk about Titanic. Let's talk about Titanic on 4K. This to me is perfect for really awesome. I did not think that Titanic, the release, was a best of the year. Although I do have to say, and this is what would kind of maybe nudge me towards best of the year, is that I reviewed the really awesome like packaged edition, which was really awesome packaging, but for the price at 130, I still don't know if I could recommend that fully at that price, maybe at like 80 or 90. But just the slipcover version is $30, and there are a lot of really great brand new special features, which I always call for on these releases. It's just that the transfer was beautiful. Look, the transfer was beautiful. For whatever reason, I can't nudge this one into best of the year. I'm not feeling it when it comes to the best of the year, but it did offer really good value. It's a really great movie. It looks really good. New special features. I mean, that packaging was awesome, but for the price, I just didn't think it was totally worth it. Should this be in best of the year? I'm really kind of talking myself into putting this in best of the year because those new features were really good. And I was really high on this release. I just didn't look at the end of the day. Sorry, guys. Look, I'm not going to be able to edit this. I had something in my throat. That happens. Okay, that's going to be a part of the video, as is all my mess ups and slips of the tongue. But at the end of the day, I'm feeling Titanic as a really awesome release. I do recommend it, but I can't quite get it the best of the year. I'm sorry, guys. All right. So, and that's the beauty of these tier rankings, guys. I don't know where I'm going to put anything until I get there. So I'm kind of just doing this all on the fly. Let's talk about Young Guns. I think this is a steelbook of the year. This is my favorite, my number one steelbook of 2023. And this probably should be in best of the year. But look, guys, I'm going to be I'm not going to put everything in best of the year. There's some really good releases that we still got to come and talk about. Really good transfer. There was a brand new special feature in this one as well. Studios are really stepping up, I've noticed, with some brand new special features. I like that. Um, Great packaging. I love this steelbook. I like the slipcover artwork as well. God, should I put this in best of the year? The movie itself to me is just okay though. I don't love the movie. I'm gonna slip Young Guns in really awesome, even though it's my favorite steelbook of the year. I'm gonna slip Young Guns in really awesome. I'm sorry, guys. Point Break. Let's talk about Point Break. Great steelbook. I love this steelbook. It was in my top 10 as well. And this one, I love the movie. The transfer was really solid. It's not one of the best Shout Factory transfers they've done all year. But I feel comfortable putting this in really awesome, but maybe on the lower tier of really awesome. I didn't think it was as good as Young Guns or Titanic, at least transfer wise. But the movie itself, I probably liked more than both, if I'm being completely honest. I absolutely loved Point Break, and that steelbook is completely awesome as well. So yeah, Point Break isn't really awesome. Are we going to get to any goods here yet? Silver Bullets. I just reviewed Silver Bullets. Um, God, this is where it gets tough because this transfer to me was like mind blowing. Like I thought it was just one of the best transfers of the year, and I haven't done my top 10 4Ks of the year yet, but this might rank in my top 10. I don't know just yet because Screen Factor's done a lot of really good releases. Um, but it didn't have anything new in terms of special features. It had a new audio commentary. It did have a new audio commentary. The packaging leaves a little bit to be desired. They're still not doing reversible cover art. If they did reversible cover art, maybe I'd feel comfortable putting this in best of the year. But the transfer is really awesome, and I do love the movie. It's so tough sometimes, guys. Look, for whatever reason though, I, I'm feeling compelled to put this one at best of the year. I really am. I'm feeling compelled to put it in best of the year just because I want to put extra emphasis on how great this transfer was. And I do love this movie. I really love this movie. Um, I'm going to do something controversial. And I know that some people aren't going to understand why I put Silver Bullet in best of the year and Titanic and really awesome. But I'm going best of the year for Silver Bullet. I love this movie so much. It has my heart, and I just thought the transfer was so freaking good, and it made a believer out of me. You know, all these re-releases we're getting from Scream Factory, and this one just came out in 2019. I almost didn't get it because I thought the Blu-ray transfer was pretty good. And then I got it and I watched it and I was like, why did I even hesitate? Because this is just so freaking good and it looks so much better than the Blu-ray. So Silver Bullets, and I got to give Screen Factory credit. They added a new audio commentary. So it was something new to the re-release. So Silver Bullet goes in one of the best of the year for me, hands down. Color Purple, I love the movie. I like the artwork on the slipcover. The transfer was fantastic, most certainly one of the best of the year. But there was no new special features. The special features we got were really good though. It was just nothing new. I think that was back from like when the DVD came out. So I got to put, God, this is tough. It keeps getting, there's a lot of good releases this month, I'm noticing. Um, the Color Purple, I'm gonna keep it in really awesome. I love the movie though, and I did think the transfer was beautiful. God, should I put it in best of the year? I'm going best of the year for the Color Purple. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to be so indecisive, but the movie was so great. It was a 5 out of 5 for me, 5-star movie. It was probably, to be honest, the best movie I watched in the entire month of December. Overall, like pound for pound movie. I love The Color Purple, and I thought the transfer was just mind blowing. I think it's the best release, 4K release that Warner Brothers has done all year as well. So, no new special features, but I think the special features that they included are really great. And I'm glad they included them because Warner Brothers has shown a habit of not including special features for some of their releases like The Exorcist and Enter the Dragon. So, yeah, Color Purple is in best of the year. Stand By Me is a really awesome release. I thought this movie looked fantastic in 4K with Adobe Vision. Again, this does have a 4K release, but the Steelbook came out and it added the Adobe Vision. I thought it looked freaking stunning, awesome. The colors are just so extraordinary in this movie. It's a great coming of age story based on a Stephen King, I believe, short story or novella called The Body. So I had seen the movie, but it had been a couple of years and I just watched it for the first time. I didn't grow up with this one. And I watched it on DVD. The quality was very poor, and I didn't love it when I watched it then. But I kind of really did it kind of grew on me a lot with this watch, and it looked really great in 4K. So yeah, Stand By Me, the Steelbook, and I love the Steelbook because it just has the original poster on it, and I think that's awesome. That's really all you need at this point. So yeah, Stand By Me 4K Steelbook, really awesome release. Clue on 4K, I'm going with good. I don't think, yeah, there was new special features here. Sorry guys. I don't think they ever did Clue before from Shout Factory, but there was new special features. The transfer looked really good. This is where I'm probably going to take some heat, but I thought the movie was just okay. There was some really fun, like humorous parts to the movie, to the story, to the characters, some fun lines. I like Tim Curry a lot in it. I like the entire cast in it, but the movie itself, I just didn't love. And I did think the transfer was good, but it wasn't like mind blowingly good, like some of the other transfers I watched this month. So, but again, new special features. And I got to knock a little bit off on this one because I got it sent to me and I got 2 Blu-rays and they left out the 4K disc. So I had to send it back. So I just had a kind of a bad experience with Clue overall. But I enjoyed the movie. It's a solid transfer. You get some new special features. They're not like fantastic features, but they're good. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry, guys. There you go. Clue is just good. Something's got to go in good. Sorry. Face Off is a really awesome release. I'm gonna put Face Off in really awesome. I thought the transfer was great. One of the best action films in 4K that I've ever seen. I just love the look of 90s action anyway. And in 4K, when done right, it looks outstanding. This is why I want The Rock on 4K. I want freaking Con Air on 4K. We got Speed on 4K. That looked great as well. I want some of these 90s action films, Broken Arrow in 4K. We need it. Somebody do it. Kino, do Broken Arrow in 4K. Please, please, if you're watching, you're probably not watching. But Face Off is a really great release. No new special features. There may have been a new audio commentary. But I'm gonna give Face Off really awesome. I'm gonna give Face Off really awesome. It deserves that. I can't talk. The creator, I'm gonna put in good. I watched this with my wife last night, and it's a pretty decent sci-fi film. I wasn't blown away. It does leave you thinking, and it is one of those movies that I feel like I'll get more out of on a rewatch, maybe potentially. John David Washington is a good actor in most of the stuff I've seen him in, but and this is probably not fair to compare, but he's just not his father. So it's hard to watch John David Washington and take him super seriously as an actor, even though he's good, but his dad's just so much better. And I don't know, but I like the movie. I did like the movie. It was an interesting concept, science fiction concept, where the aliens are not aliens, but robots, AI are not completely the bad guy. So I like the way it kind of flips your expectations a little bit in this movie. So yeah, the creator I did enjoy. I believe there were some new special features on this one as well. Disney released this. The 4K transfer looked really solid. So I did enjoy the creator, but I just didn't love it. So I'm going to put that one in good. And let's get to TMNT. Mutant Mayhem. I got to put this one in really awesome. I love this movie. I liked it even more on the rewatch. I liked it in the theaters, but I watched it by myself, and the 4K transfer looks really good. The comic book artwork animation that they chose to do with this movie, kind of along the same lines as Spider-Verse, just looks gorgeous anyway. And in 4K, it just looked that much better. So I think this movie is great. It's easily the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that we've gotten since Secret of the Ooze, and it's probably honestly better than Secret of the Ooze as far as like an actual movie. I just got too much nostalgia to put it above that. But yeah, I love the movie as a lifelong Turtles fan. It was awesome to see. I can't wait for them to do a new one. And yeah, there were some new special features in this as well. Some really good special features that just talked about the making of the movie and the voice work. And there was a YouTube video on there as well that just kind of showed you how to draw the turtles, but you can honestly look that up on YouTube and watch it. So I don't really count that as a special feature because you can watch that on YouTube. I think my daughter actually watched that exact same channel. But the steelbook packaging is so awesome. I love the steelbook that I got with that one. So Yeah, really great movie, good steelbook, really awesome. It looked great, new special features. So I'll put that one in really awesome. And next up, we got JFK. And look, this one's tough. This one's kind of tough. I want to put this in best of the year because I'm just so impressed with the packaging. I'm so impressed with the packaging. There was so many new features. It looked great on 4K. The movie I really enjoyed. And I think it's really cool that Shout Factory gave us a release like this, even though somebody pointed out, I think in the comment section of my review, that it was kind of impractical, and they wish that Shout Factory would have just done it all in one case. But I don't know. Sometimes I just like cool stuff like that. Multiple cases, big box set for a release. I think that's cool. Now, I think it would have maybe been better if they would have. I think it was a 3 disc set. Was it a 3 disc set or I think it was a 4 disc set. I think one of the cases had 2 discs in it. So maybe they could have done two cases with 2 discs in it a piece, and then a booklet of some kind. If they really wanted to go for that, like Vinegar Syndrome Arrow Video style packaging, add in a little thick booklet with some information on the movie. Maybe that would have put it over the top. Maybe you didn't need 3 individual cases. But I still thought it was a really great release. I'm really conflicted on if I put this in best of the year or not. I think it's a good start. I think it's a good start for Shout Factory and Scream Factory. I'm excited to see where they go with this type of packaging going forward. Hopefully they do some, because that's the big criticism with Scream Factory, Shout Factory right now. They're not innovating with their packaging in this collector's market. I think this is a good start, but it doesn't quite get to best of the year for me. So JFK is in really awesome, really awesome. I'm comfortable with it being there. All right, let's go to the Warriors, and I'm not even going to debate this. This is best of the year. Warriors on 4K is best of the year. Some great new features. I think that the Warriors on 4K may be this year's Roadhouse on 4K, and what I mean by that is it may be the best 4K in all of 2023. I just thought it looked amazing, stellar. You get the 4K of both the theatrical cut and the director's cut, which you do not get with JFK. Now, there's a big difference between those two cuts. They didn't really have to do too much with the Warriors, to provide both those cuts. Whereas JFK, there's like 17 minutes difference between the two. But still, you get the theatrical cut, director's cut in 4K, tons of great new features, including an interview with the director, Walter Hill, which is fantastic. I didn't think the interview with Oliver Stone and JFK was as good as the interview with Walter Hill on the Warriors. So just tons of great stuff, great packaging, nice booklet. I like the artwork. Yes, the classic poster art on the Arrow exclusive is better looking, I would say, but I don't mind the Arrow artwork at all. And this is just 100% to me, not only the best release of December, it may be the best release in all of 2023. I absolutely love the Warriors, and the movie is great. I love the movie. Love the movie. 4.5 out of 5 star movie for me, maybe 5 out of 5 someday. But the Warriors is fantastic. Great release. Savage Guns. All right, let me put this. I'm going to leave it down here for a second. Let me talk about this release real quick. This is where you're going to get some exclusive review coverage right here. So I literally just got done watching this. I didn't mean to watch every single one of these. I was going to watch one, maybe two, and then give my opinions on this set in this video. But when I sat down to start watching these, I just plowed through all 4 of these movies. I watched a good chunk of the special features, which this thing is loaded with special features, new introductions, new audio commentaries, new interviews. Like, this thing to me is just such a fantastic release. And all the movies, I just get hooked into the world of the spaghetti Western, the Italian Western, as Leo in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would say. I love these movies. I just love them. I could watch them. Like, I could just watch like 10 a day. Like, if I had time in the day to do it, I would just sit there and watch spaghetti Westerns all day. I love them. I love the look, the aesthetic, the directing style, the cinematography. I love the themes of love and, betrayal and revenge are just like permeating throughout all of these movies. And they always have like epic finales. And there was a couple in this set that ended in a way that was like, that's how you're going to end the movie. But it was kind of ballsy. This does have a movie with Lucio Fulci, The Four of the Apocalypse, which I would probably say is the best and most interesting movie in this box set. Even though that movie just takes some, I don't know if I'd say wild directions, but it takes some liberty with like the genres that it's playing in, and it doesn't conform to like one particular genre. It just like moves around in a bunch of them. And so the movie kind of feels a little disjointed in that way. It kind of feels like it's like five different movies in one. But it is a good movie. But the thing about that one is that was easily the weakest transfer. And I believe these are all 2K transfers. That was easily the weakest transfer for me just because of the way that Lucio shoots his movies. Very kind of soft focus and almost dreamlike. So the actual like transfer and the way it looked was very cloudy. So that was easily the weakest transfer, but all of these looked great other than that one. I Want Him Dead looked fantastic. El Puro and Wrath of the Wind all looked excellent. Like I Want Him Dead, like there was parts of that one that almost looked 4K. That was a great 2K transfer on that one. But yeah, all new 2K transfers, new audio commentaries. You can listen to these. Now, these are Italian Westerns, guys. So in a lot of Italian films, you have actors that are speaking different languages throughout, and they just kind of have to meet in the middle. So you do get performances that don't like actually align with the other performances sometimes, but that's kind of the charm of Italian films. Um, but you can listen to it in English or Italian. It gives you those options. I prefer to listen to it in Italian, and I'll tell you why. It's not just because I prefer, Italian over dubbing, because really it's all kind of dubbed. At the end of the day, you're still going to get English actors that are dubbed in Italian. But the Italian gives you the subtitles, whereas if you're watching in English, it doesn't offer you subtitles, which I don't know why it doesn't. It should. And I like to watch my movies with subtitles because sometimes I'm not listening to it at the highest volume, and I'm older and I'm losing my hearing, I guess, but I just can't hear everything as crystal clear. So I like to have the audio. Yeah, I like to have the subtitles just to kind of fill in the gap. So that's my one nitpick, but that was honestly that's the same as all the other films released by Arrow Video, Italian films released by Arrow Video. But I really enjoyed all these movies. I don't think the movies in this set are as strong as the movies in Blood Money, which is the one they did earlier this year, which I love that box set. But these are all still really enjoyable, fun spaghetti westerns for sure. But yeah, the four of the Apocalypse is probably the best and most interesting. But my personal favorite was probably Wrath of the Wind. I really enjoyed that one a lot. I really enjoyed that one a lot. El Puro was probably my least favorite, but it was still pretty good. That was just the one that was kind of felt the most pointless and least satisfying by the time we got to the end of it. But great box set. I highly, highly recommend it. Let me tell you how much I highly recommend it. Let me show you. Let me move this up to. Can I put this in best of the year? I think I can, and I'm going to tell you why. There is 4 movies in this set. Okay, they look really good on Blu-ray. They're really good movies. I would recommend all of these films, but only if you like these type of movies. If you like spaghetti westerns, it's definitely the Italian cinema is an acquired taste in general. So I wouldn't recommend jumping into it if you haven't seen some of the hallmarks of the genre. If you haven't seen A Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More, Once Upon a Time in the West, if you haven't seen some of those big like Sergio Leone films, I wouldn't recommend just jumping straight into Savage Guns or Blood Money. But if you like these type of movies, I can recommend every single movie in this set. I think they're all really good. They look good, but the special features just really puts it over the top for me. It just really puts it over the top for me. I think this thing's going for like $68 on Amazon right now, but the special features just puts it right over the top because you have new audio commentaries for every single movie. You have new introductions that are like 15, 16 minutes that I love the guy that does the introductions. I'm trying to think of his name. Sure, let's see. Bear with me for a second. If I can get it. If I can get the daggone name. Brand new audio commentary, brand new interview with actor Robert Woods. See, it's not telling me who's doing the introductions. Maybe it tells me who's doing the introductions up here. Brand new introductions to each film by journalist and critic Fabio Malili. I couldn't even pronounce his name. I spent all that time looking for it and I couldn't even pronounce it correctly. But his introductions, they're all 15, 16 minutes and they provide so much information on the making of the film, on the history of the film. I watched every single one of them, and I feel like I understand all the movies so much more because of them. But there's a great feature on the one with Lucio Fulci, the For of the Apocalypse, with a guy that actually speaks English, which I appreciate because I don't love watching my special features with subtitles. I like to listen to those sometimes while I'm also looking up stuff on my phone. So I appreciated that one because it's about 40 minutes long. It's all English, and it's just like a deep dive into Lucio Fulci and how he would go back and forth between Westerns and horror and just the evolution of his career, where he would ultimately end up after his early career and doing the Westerns and stuff. So even though I think the first Western he did was in the first one, Vengeance Trails, and then he did Don't Torture a Duckling, which is kind of a giallo film, and then he did the For the Apocalypse, and then he would go on to do his more extreme horror stuff like a Zombie and The Gates of Hell, City of the Living Dead, I think is what's that called. But anyway, that was a great special feature. I watched all of it. Like that's how much I love these movies, because I don't usually like deep dive into this stuff like I do with the Italian films and Italian Westerns. Like I love it. So I'm always interested in how the movies were made and how they were shot and just all that kind of stuff. The actors that were involved, tons of interesting stories involved in all of these special features. So to me, like with all the special features, like there's probably, if you add it all up, it's probably like 5 to 6 hours of special features included in here, and with also 6 hours, 7 hours of actual movie, and then all the audio commentaries. Like to me, that's the most worth it like sets or release we're going to talk about on this list here today. So I got to put this in best of the year. I just love this set. I love all these sets. Now let's get into the Chucky one real quick. I'll put this in really, really awesome. I like the packaging on this, and I did pop in Child's Play 2 when I first got it, and it's still sitting right here. And I can't really tell the difference between the Shout Factory, the Scream Factory, and the Arrow. But still looks really good, and I'm so glad I had this set. And I think it's a great set. I think it's great packaging. I just think it's great. I love the artwork on it. I know some people didn't like the artwork, but I like the way it looks. It looks like a damn good guy doll box, in package form with Blu-rays and 4Ks inside. And I think that's really cool. All right, let's get into the one that I'm going to put on Don't Bother. That I don't think anything's going to hit just okay today. That's Pet Sematary Bloodlines. This is not good. I think this Blu-ray is going for like $25 right now. So I would say don't bother with Pet Sematary Bloodlines. 100% don't bother. It is a straight to cable Sci-Fi Channel original, Shudder original. I know there's some good Shudder originals, but it's like DVD shelf at Walmart quality type of movie. And it's a big disappointment because I like all the Pet Sematary movies other than this one. I like Pet Sematary, of course, the original. Pet Sematary 2 is super fun for what it is. Very goofy, very campy. And I like the remake. I know some people didn't like the remake, but I did like the remake. And this is supposed to be a prequel of the remake. Like this is supposed to be John Lithgow's Judd Crandall going back in time and kind of telling his story. And I don't know. It's just boring. It was boring. It was tough to get through and tough to watch. And there's stuff going on. Like, I don't know. It's tough to say it felt its length, but it didn't feel short for it being like 85 minutes. It didn't feel short, but it didn't feel like super long either. It felt about what it was. But I don't know. You start off, I don't want to spoil the movie. Like, if anybody wants to watch it, but I just thought that, they blew their load like in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and the rest of the movie, like the story they were trying to tell, just wasn't interesting. And I don't think any pets came back from the dead. It's like, how can you have a movie called Pet Sematary and no pets come back from the dead? That's ridiculous. So I would just say don't bother. It's crap. It is crap. Let's talk about this one. This is technically a December release. It was a partner label release from Dark Star, I believe, and that is King on Screen. I just watched this the other night. Absolutely love this. I talked about it on a live stream the other night. I'm not going to put it in best of the year, but I will put it in really awesome. I think it's a great documentary on the life and career of Stephen King and his works being adapted into films. They cover like the bases. Like they go from Carrie to like his newer stuff with Mike Flanagan, Gerald's Game, Dr. Sleep. And I thought it was a great documentary. I loved all of this stuff with Frank Darabont. Like the stuff with Mike Flanagan and also the other guy that he works with. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The guy that did the Shining remake. They talk about that whole thing, how he didn't like the Shining, remade it with Mick Garris. That's his name. A lot of great people on here. A lot of talking heads talking about Stephen King and his career and his legacy. And I was just not. I want to say blown away by it, but I just thought it was really interesting and I really enjoyed watching it. It was a really good documentary. I do recommend it. I think it's like 24 on Amazon right now, but it's also on the Vinegar Syndrome website if you want to jump over there. It may be a little bit cheaper on their website, and you can get it with the slipcover as well, which I don't think you can get it with the slipcover on Amazon, which is a nice little slip. Let me see if I got it. I'll kind of change myself here real quick. If I can do it. Sorry, guys. Nice slipcover right here. Again, I've already showed this off on a video, but I'll show it off again. And yeah, I recommend this. I like the how they did the thing they do on the books when his movies come out. Now a major motion picture when they do the reprint the books with the poster art from the movie on the book. And then they put now a major. That's just so nostalgic for me because I believe the copy of The Shining that I got is the one with the TV miniseries on it. It doesn't have Jack Nicholson or anything. It's the one with the guy from Wings on it. That's what I knew of as The Shining until I was about 15 and I saw the actual Shining, the original Shining. So I really enjoyed that documentary. Now let me blow this up real quick and we'll do the ranking, the actual ranking. So of course, Pet Sematary Bloodlines comes in last. The creator, so I guess 16. There's 16 I'm talking about. The creator is 15. Clue is 14. Right here is where I'm at to do the most work. And I put Chucky at 13. I put JFK at I'll move JFK up. I'd move JFK up right behind Titanic, probably. Young Guns is good where it's at. Stand By Me. Face Off will go in front of Stand By Me. Let me move the King documentary up in between Face Off and Point Break. Now let me move it in between Face Off and Stand By Me. Okay, so let's fix the top. Warriors is number 1. Color Purple will be number 2. Savage Guns is number 3. Silver Bullets is number 4. Titanic is number 5. JFK is number 6. Young Guns is number 7. Point Break is 8. Face Off is 9. King on Screen is 10. Stand By Me is 11. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is number 12. Chucky box set is 13. Clue is 14. The Creator is 15. And Pet Sematary Bloodlines is 16. So there you have it, guys. That's it. That's my tier ranking. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't make too many people angry with my thoughts and opinions. Remember, guys, it's my opinion. But as you can see, the top shelf, the top row, I recommend all those. I recommend them all highly. And I've got reviews for 3 of them. I got reviews for the Warriors, Color Purple, and Silver Bullet. And I did a little small review of Savage Guns right here today on this tier ranking. So I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. And follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description. And we'll see you guys later.